fam, it's Southern Girl Shantae Lavette. Here's a blast from the past video showing you step by step how to paint your kitchen cabinets no matter what color. This technique is tried and true. Enjoy!
I'm going to show you the step-by-step process to complete my kitchen transformation. First thing that you want to do is to remove all of your knobs. I've prepared some hot soapy water using Dawn dishwashing liquid because it's a degreaser. Our cabinets are about 10 years old, so I really want to go ahead and try to scrub as much surface grease or grime off of them as possible. I'm choosing to leave them in place because it gives me a little more leverage while I'm scrubbing them, and then they can just be left open to air dry. My sponge has a slight abrasive side on, it's a sponge on the other. You do want to make sure that you are scrubbing the faces because these will get painted. You don't have to do the inside of your boxes unless you are going to paint your boxes. Most people don't. But you really want to get a good scrub, the front and back, and get your sides very well because most people kind of grab their cabinets here, make sure that all of the grease is coming off. Now that my cabinet doors are completely dry after being thoroughly washed, I want to remove all of the doors from the boxes. I'm going to number each door on the inside where the hinge was. This will be door number 1. It'll make it a lot easier to reinstall them once I'm done painting them to remember exactly where they go. When you remove all of your hardware, if you just stick it right inside the cabinet, it'll be there, so when you get ready to go reinstall your cabinet doors, everything is right there in place. I have a single hole where my old hardware used to sit. I'm actually changing my hardware out to these new pull handles. I'll have to put 2 holes in my drawers and my cabinets for the new hardware. I have some Elmer's wood filler. I'm just going to take it and just really work it into the hole. I mean, I don't have a lot on my spackle knife, but I do have enough to make sure that it gets down into the hole. I'm gonna leave this on these to dry overnight. If you are going to change your hardware, it is well worth it to do the proper steps so that your cabinet doors and drawer fronts will come out looking spectacular. I'm getting ready to start sanding my doors as well as my drawer fronts. I do have my safety glasses on. I have my mask. The grit that I'm using right now is an 80 grit paper for the backs, and then for the front I'm actually going to use 100. I'm just going to knock the finish off and go with the grain of the wood really fast. Starting on the back first, and that's going to be with every process with the priming as well as the painting. And I have this angle, so if you can find one of these, it'll be very helpful to kind of sand down the inside of the grooves. Now that I'm done sanding all of the doors, I'm still going to use a deglosser just to get into those areas that I couldn't get with my sander. I have on gloves, I still have on my gear, face mask and eyewear just to protect yourself. And just go back over the surface, get into those areas where it's really hard to sand. Make sure that you get all of the varnish or the finish off completely. It takes about 10 minutes for this stuff to dry. It's a process. I'm about to prime. Priming is very important because it'll allow your paint to adhere even better to your cabinets. I actually have 2 brushes. The brush you're gonna do the painting with, and this brush is just a wide brush that I use to kind of sweep off any debris or lint. I have 2 old paint cans that I'm going to paint the cabinet doors on top of so that the edges are lifted up and I can see all the way around. I'm going to show you an example of the back door and the front door really quickly. Now with the primer, you don't have to put a lot of paint on it, but you do want to go in the direction of the grain. Doesn't have to be perfect. Just get it on there because you'll make up the difference once you actually paint the door. Getting into all of the nooks and crannies though, you don't want to miss any of that. This whole area is kind of tricky. And remember, I put a number on the inside of where the hinge is, so I don't want to paint in there and lose my number, but you do want to get around that. Looking pretty good. Best thing about having it on top of a paint can, you can kind of spin it around. One more side. Don't have any runs or drips, and it is smooth as possible. Same thing for the fronts, and I like to kind of get into these grooves really well with your primer. Same type of deal. You can use your can to spin your cabinet around to see if it's any spots that you've missed. I'm gonna let the primer dry overnight, and then tomorrow we'll paint. If you can pull off some tape and actually wrap it around your nap roller, just kind of twirl it around. Get it on there like that. This will help eliminate some of those pieces of lint fur that you get. I've already brushed off any excess with my clean big brush. Make sure nothing is loose. And I'm just gonna go in the center really fast. I mean, let me tell you, there's nothing really pretty about it. Just wanna get it covered. Any type of excess, clean it up. You don't wanna have any pools of primer or paint. And just roll it on out. So I really don't want my finish to have any brush marks. Do the same thing to the sides. Got a little piece of something. Go with the direction of the wood. My numbers are inside of the holes where the anchors go. So you don't want to cover those up, but you do want to make sure that you got great coverage for your primer. My sides are really thin, so I can do these with a brush, but since I have it on my paint can, it allows me to spin it around. And if you get too much paint on top, once you do your edges, just take your brush, roll it back down, and you're done. I'll let this dry overnight, flip it over, do the other side, and then after that, we'll actually do the paint. So all of the doors are off. All the faces have been primed. The kitchen looks really crazy without the doors on it. I mean, stuff is everywhere. It's like a wreck in here. But it's always the storm before the calm. And I just want you all to see that I even painted the little lip that's going into the cabinet. I thought it would look kind of funny if the doors were open and that piece was not painted. So I did it on all of them. I can see just a little of the wood coming back through from the primer after I primed the first coat. I decided to go ahead and prime 2 coats. I wanted to be able to just do 1 coat of paint, so I'm doing 2 coats of primer. And this is actually one of the drawer fronts, and where I feel that hole at, it's almost unnoticeable. Sometimes when you paint things, the wood underneath can raise up and you can feel the roughness. With a fine grade sanding block, I'm just gonna knock that little roughness down. And I mean, immediately I can see how much smoother it is. You don't want to paint your cabinets and still have that rough surface. After I'm done sanding, I'll take my dry bristle brush and just knock any dust off that I may have created after sanding. I did run into a problem, but there is a gap right here, and even though I primed it, you can still see it pretty well. So I want to take care of that before I paint. I have some acrylic latex caulk. It's paintable, and I'm just going to run a bead down the side of my cabinet to fill in that gap. Kind of smooth it in with my finger. When I get ready to paint the cabinet, it's just really nice and clean. You don't have those gaps. Once you get the bead of caulk in and it's nice and smooth, you want to take a damp rag and just kind of wipe up the excess because you don't want that to show up in the finished product. And voila, the gap is gone. I've run into a problem. Even after priming my cabinets 2 times, I still have a problem with bleed through. What I'm going to do is put a 3rd coat of primer on because I do not want that to come through on my finished paint. Doors have been painted on the back, and now I'm doing all of the fronts. In the same manner that I applied the primer, you want to do the paint as well. I always start with the edges first, because if it's any excess on your edges, you can just roll it off with the roller. But you do want to pay very close attention to your edges. You don't have any runs or overlaps. Next, I want to go in here, and I usually start off with a good amount of paint to get in all of the grooves very well. But it's enough for coverage, but not enough to pull up in the corners. Just my roll. And I have a smaller brush that I kind of like to go in and kind of sweep the corners just to make sure that I don't have any excess of paint left over and to get any little spots that I may have missed. Sometimes when you're rolling out the paint, you should always roll in the direction of the grain. But if you're finding that the paint is not getting in all of the little ridges in your wood, go ahead and roll against the grain this direction to work the paint in, and then turn back around and roll it back in the direction of the wood grain. That's to ensure that the paint is in every nook and cranny on your door. Today I let them dry overnight. They're dry to the touch. Paint usually takes a few days to actually cure. That means that it's drying from the inside out. Today I'm gonna go ahead and hang them up. This is our first cabinet, number 1. I left the hardware inside of the cabinet. Put your hinges on your cabinet doors first. Voila, the first door is up. They look great. Even though, you know, the doors are dry to the touch, I'm still going to actually leave the doors cracked. This will allow for a little more time for the cabinets to cure. They won't stick. I know some people say when you paint cabinets they tend to stick. It's just because you didn't allow them to dry. I've come across a couple of issues. One, right here on the corner, I had a little glob of paint that I missed that has dried. But when you paint everything white, you tend to see any cracks or crevices where your paint didn't get into. Taking painter's caulk, and I'm just kind of going in and filling up that gap. Take my finger, smooth it out. So it looks like it's seamless. I'll sand this area out and go back over with paint to make that pretty smooth. Also, since I'm doing under cabinet lights, I decided to go ahead and paint underneath. Well, the issue came up the same way. As I paint it, you see all of those openings and gaps underneath. Since I'm gonna have the lights, I think it'll make it even more noticeable. I'm just going to get my Caulk gun and try to run a bead of caulk. Get my finger, smooth it out. Got a little rag to kind of wipe it up. I've only primed underneath, I have not painted, but it just makes it look so much better when you don't have those gaps in your paint. Sometimes painted cabinets tend to stick. Usually it's because we haven't allowed the cabinets to cure long enough that they'll be dry fully. But just to ensure that your cabinets don't stick, I have these little clear rubber bumpers. I'm gonna apply these to the top and bottoms. And most cabinets have a low spot and a high spot. I'm going to apply it to the highest spot. Since the cabinets are white, you want to use the clear, and that'll help keep your cabinets from sticking.
Thank y'all so much for stopping by. Your kitchen cabinets can truly transform by just painting them. If you're in need of professional interior design guidance or advice, you can visit our website at Southern Girl Interiors or simply scan the QR code. Engage more with me by following on these socials. If this video has helped you, play it forward. Help me by subscribing today. Well, here's a few more videos. The algorithm and I have you covered with these recommendations.